Hi guys, Vino here and welcome to this Vino Plunk production. I'm here with a nice cup of tea, relaxing on my Friday afternoon, and I thought why not give you guys an overview that I promised in the video the other day. And today we are going to be overviewing the Dawn of the Dead limited edition Blu-ray box set from Second Sight Films. So as I said in that video the other day, it seems that everybody and their mother on YouTube bought this last year, to the point where there are some channels doing satirical reviews of this thing. That's how many people bought this set. So when this set came out, I did actually have the money at the time, but there are other commitments I had to take care of, and I was hoping to eke a few things out, but then there were some offers of going out for some meals and some other bits and bobs, so I decided to forego this set at the time. And then when I was back in a position to buy the set, it went up in price and out of my price range, and that was... I did really want this set, but I wasn't necessarily a massive fan of Dawn of the Dead, so I decided to pass on it. It then skyrocketed in price and went way over the £100 price range. However, as we move forward, the other day I checked online and I managed to find this for, well, for me, a very cheap price. I'm not going to say how much I found it for, but I am going to mute my phone so that doesn't disturb us again, and I'm going to go into the contents of this particular set. I'm also going to, of course, unbox it, show you guys the various bits and bobs of this set, and we'll go through. So, with the US in the grip of the zombie apocalypse, 4 desperate survivors find refuge in a shopping mall, with the flesh-eating horde still possessed by an instinctive desire to consume. Are drawn to the same destination, what follows in a nail-biting fight for survival. George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead remains one of the greatest horror films ever made, often imitated but never equalled, and is now presented in a brand new restoration. So you get 3 different cuts of the film. You get the theatrical cut, the extended can cut, and then the Argento cut. All 3 of those movies, those cuts, have a 4K scan, and there is a 4K version of the set. I have the Blu-ray version, the standard Blu-ray version, just so you know, but they do come from the 4K scans. You then get a special feature disc. I'm not going to read everything on the back here, I'm just going to give you a bit of a summary. But there is a ton of special features on this set that are carried over from other sets and are also exclusive to this set as it stands anyway, unless something in the future comes out. But you get this slipcover. One thing I will say is this slipcover gets very easily dog-eared. Mine is already starting to show signs of dog-earedness, and literally this has gone from my room to the back room to here. The other day, back again. Already it's gotten a bit dog-eared here and there, so be careful with the slip cover. But when you get to the actual box itself, it's a very hard cardboard outer box. That's the front, that's the side, that's the other side. On the back it says, "When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth," which of course is the famous quote. I think it's either from the film or some philosopher said at one point, maybe both. So you then get some goodies inside, obviously. The first thing you get is a Dissecting the Dead hardback book. And as the name kind of suggests, as the title suggests, this is a behind the scenes look at the film. It's the impact the film has had on the horror genre. The fact that, of course, it pretty much birthed a subgenre. Yeah, it's a very, very detailed book containing a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. And again, much like other things of this nature, it's not just if you're a fan of this film. If you're a fan of film in general, this is a book you might want to seek out. I have heard some people say that this might even be replicated somewhere. Some of the contents of this book might be replicated somewhere. This might be an excerpt from another book. I don't know, but it's a really good book and delves into why this is such a cultural phenomenon. Then we have a novelisation of The Dawn of the Dead. And I haven't actually read this, but looking at other people, other reviewers and other people that have looked at this set, they said this goes into a lot more detail about the apocalypse. It pads some things out. And apparently, because this was co-written by George A. Romeo and Susanna Sparrow, apparently there's a lot of things that Romeo wanted to explore in the film, but couldn't do so in a film sense, in a visual sense. But in a book set, is able, in a book sense and setting, is able to explore some of the themes in the film a little bit more. So that's a novelisation of the film, authored by both Romeo himself and Susanna Sparrow. Next up, next up is the soundtrack CDs. So if we open up this digipack here, first of all you get 2 discs of the score of the soundtrack, and then I apologise, the first disc is the disc of Goblin, which is a band that were heavily involved with Dawn of the Dead. And then you get 2 discs, part 1 and 2, of the DeWolf Library compilation, and it's basically the score and the music they used in the film. Some of it is music they never used in the film, some of it is of course music they did use in the film, but again, it's a very nice thing to have, and with a film that has such an iconic soundtrack and sound to it, a must have. And last, but by no means least, is the digipack containing the films and the special features disc. So there's the 3 cuts of the film, and there's the special features disc. If I also show you the back of this, you get a nice representation of this nice panoramic view, which is actually a really nice image. I'm going to slant it slightly because I think it's really good. If you slant it, it just looks really good. It looks like there's a helicopter flying on the horizon, sort of at a slant. But yeah. Must have had that in backwards. Anyway. So yeah, that is pretty much this set. Obviously, this is one hell of a set that has so many different elements of the film, of behind the scenes stuff involved with the film. I mean, any one of these components could be, in some people's perceptions, opinions, worth the price of admission. I mean, this book itself is kind of worth it in a lot of ways. But it is a glorious box set, and my review of Dawn of the Dead is incoming imminently. I'm not going to reveal too much in this particular video, but what I will say is that I can understand why the film was such a cultural phenomenon, and why even to this day, however many years later it has been, this film still holds up nowadays and is still considered one of the best horror films ever made. Anyway guys, until next time, please take care, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra.